Hi, Aquarius. This is going to be your June 2020 prediction. It's good for the sun, rising, and moon sign of Aquarius. Just keep in mind, as always, it's a general message. It's not a personal message meant for just one person, so it might not resonate with all of you. Check your rising moon placements. You might find messages there. Cross watchers are welcome to view the message, but I don't really mean predictions to be for a cross watcher about you personally. If you're another zodiac sign, it might help you understand what's going on in the life of an Aquarius that's close to you, though. If you want a message to resonate with you 100%, book a private reading with me. The link to my website is in the description below. And if you're new to the channel, welcome, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know when I read for your sign. So let's get into it for you, Aquarius. I think you're going to have a good month overall. You end on the lovers. And I see a lot of self-love here as well. And you have 2 pages. You got great advice from your oracles as well. The first piece of advice that came out for you from the Spirit of the Animal Oracle deck by Colette Barrett Reed, which I really love. I use her deck a lot. She gives great, gentle advice through the animal spirits. Elephant Spirit came out for you guys. Learn from the past. It came out in the reverse, though, so you guys need to hear the protection message. This is their number one piece of advice to you moving into June. Are you feeling uncomfortable with a tradition, custom, or familiar behavior that no longer fits who you are? Do you wish the past could be erased so it could no longer cause you a moment's pain? Elephant Spirit is here to encourage you to write a different story and alter the traditions in ways that acknowledge that we all evolve from transformation. For transformation is our nature. Elephant Spirit calls you to not be selective in your memory because ignoring the good or the bad will prevent you from growing your wisdom and strength. Build on the best of the past, learn from the worst, and walk into the future with dignity, accompanied by Elephant Spirit, who remembers the truth and honors your strength and wisdom. So don't forget what's happened in the past. Some of you are trying to break away from something, an uncomfortable behavior pattern, even something that has to do with family or religious beliefs, or perhaps you're having a selective memory about a relationship, clinging more to the good and trying to forget the bad, or clinging only to the bad and forgetting the good. That keeps us out of balance. So Elephant's here to remind you to learn from the past and take what's most important with you so that it can turn into strength and wisdom for you. From the Moonology deck, you guys got great messages. Confidence is key to success. Be bold and make the first move. So moving into June, it's really important to embody this energy of Leo and act like a cardinal sign as well. Be confident moving forward this month, and it's okay to be bold and make the first move in a situation. I can see that what's driving you guys this month is the Seven of Swords and the Page of Swords in reverse. Both of these cards speak to cards of insecurity and having a hard time communicating with someone else, expressing yourself, or taking in information. Perhaps we're having a hard time processing information coming forward because we're clinging to the past. They want you to learn from the past, not forget about it, and to be confident and make the first move. Your advice from the tarot for June is also about it's not about making the first move, but it's about facing forward towards the future, the present and the future, and letting go of the past. The Three of Wands. This is one of my all-time favorite cards. It is a card of empowerment and investment. The Three of Wands is about progress and expansion. And standing on that shore, she's standing on the shore waiting for her next set to come in. And once it does, she's going to make her move. They're saying this month, look for opportunities for expansion. Some of you have fire in your chart, or perhaps you have a fire sign coming into your life. It's interesting because the Three of Wands tells you to hold still and watch and wait. But then once that wave comes, be bold and make the first move. This also speaks to opportunities abroad, such as holiday romance or overseas travel or overseas career opportunities. It's a moment where we gaze off to the future and dream big. So don't look forward, look backward. People around you might think you're preoccupied or distracted. That's because you're meant to be planning for your future and waiting for something to come in that can really help build a foundation and expand. And I think that's good advice. At the center of it all this month for you, Ace of Cups, which is aces are about new beginnings. And when the Ace of Cups is in reverse, it's about self-love. Sometimes we repress our emotions when the Ace of Cups comes in reverse, but it's simply a moment where We know that a new cycle is about to come into our lives. That's a new relationship of some kind that will come from the heart, and we'll be able to pour into it with creativity and compassion. When an ace comes in reverse, it's simply because the timing isn't quite right yet. And this month, you're going to be focusing more on self love and listening to your intuition, allowing that heart chakra to really brighten and glow before it's time to pour into something else. I think you guys are keeping love to yourself right now and pouring into yourselves more than you are into someone else or other situations. It's like we're ready, but we're not quite there, not quite ready to pour into something else just yet. More healing needs to take place, more self love in June. But this is always a relationship we start with ourselves. Watch for exhaustion this month, though. The Seven of Wands is where we feel challenged and we have competition. We feel very caught off guard and we need to protect ourselves and persevere. Typically, she's not afraid of obstacles when this happens. She handles it with a calmness and a passivity. Be careful that you're not overwhelmed in June by something. I think that you might be, which is why you decide to pour into your heart. This is where we're tired of being caught off guard. We're tired of having to protect ourselves. We're exhausted from something, and we get sick and tired of standing our ground in a situation. So we're like, look, this is overwhelming. I give up for right now. I need to go within and love myself first. I don't want to be challenged continuously right now. When I see the Seven of Swords and the Page of Swords in reverse, with the Seven of Wands in reverse, be careful how you handle communication. What I'm seeing here is someone intentionally blocking communication. If you have to do that, you have to do that. Just ask yourself why. If it's because you really need to love yourself first and foremost and you can't pour into something else, maybe just explain that to the people around you. I do see the Magician in reverse here as well, just behind you. So something not able to manifest. What's driving you guys? Seven of Swords, Page of Swords. Some of you have been dealing with a Gemini. We do have Gemini here as well with the Lovers. And these are all three of my cards for Gemini are here. So the Seven of Swords is where we feel the need to be the lone wolf. We want to get out of a situation pretty quickly. Yes, the Seven of Swords can be a card of deception or betrayal. That's not necessarily what the Seven of Swords always means. It means acting on our own behalf and being very strategic. It's about being flexible and adaptable and sharp-witted and being on your toes and being one step ahead of everything or everyone else. You feel as though you need to be on your toes in a situation. Some of you feel as though you need to get out of a situation or you need to be very, very strategic. I think a lot of it has to do with action and communication here. I won't sugarcoat it for you. It kind of looks like you guys feel the need to get out of a situation that you don't want to talk about with a person. You may have your reasons. This is a general reading. I'm not going to judge you guys. We've all had to be the Seven of Swords at times where we do act on our own behalf and we are the lone wolf. And we do need to stay on our toes and be strategic and get out of a situation that we don't feel comfortable with. Try to make sure you communicate it as best as possible so that you don't confuse any of the people around you that are close to you that matter most to you. That might be why your guides were telling you to be confident and make the first move, even if it's just in a communication, because you can't forget the past. It will follow you, whether you hide from it or not. But with the Page of Swords in reverse, pages are great. They explore and study things. The Page of Swords is very curious. He's very thirsty for knowledge. He's constantly thinking of new ways to communicate. He's often a bright, chattery, often considered gossipy person. He doesn't mean any harm. He just is super curious, really is thinking of new ways to get new ideas. And he won't sign a dotted line until he knows all the facts. The Page of Swords flips into the reverse when we have a hard time expressing ourselves or thinking of a new way to communicate with a person. Sometimes it can mean haphazard action or hasty or on again, off again communication that's sort of all talk, no action, all over the place, not getting good information, not able to deliver and receive all the facts. So I see that what's driving you guys in June is looks like you kind of want to slip out of a situation because you don't want to communicate with someone. I think it's because there's something better for you. But again, I would just encourage you to follow your advice of be bold, make the first move, and be confident. Don't be afraid. It's okay to then turn around and say, look, I have the future to look towards. I'm kind of feeling like I need to give up on a situation that's been exhausting me. And don't forget about the past either. Just take the best parts of it with you, the parts that'll make you wiser and stronger. But don't forget about the negative as well. And also don't avoid painful endings either. We do heal from painful endings. We do heal from the past if we face forward and let go of it. Just taking the parts of it with us that are most important. In your recent past, we have the Magician in reverse. Some of you are dealing with a Virgo or an Aries. Maybe you have that in your chart. The Magician is where we have all the tools we need to succeed. We really do. He's always, watch me now, people. And he's very focused on manifesting. And he is absolutely going to get done what he wants to get done. He's very resourceful, he's very powerful, and he's a jack of all trade. He flips into the reverse when he starts to feel cynical or he doesn't have a plan. The magician always has a plan, and he knows that he can be the single catalyst for change. In the past, you might have been in a situation where you felt like, look, I can't be the single catalyst for change in this situation. And I feel as though I have talents that are not being utilized or tapped into. Or perhaps I didn't feel like I had all the tools I needed to succeed and I didn't really have a plan, or someone else around me didn't have a plan. Sometimes the magician in reverse can become cynical or even manipulative. So watch to carry any negative impacts of the magician in reverse moving into June. I don't think you will. I think you're going through some stuff that you just need to work through. I see you guys are really in your head with the Eight of Swords, which is very typical for air signs. I'm a Libra. I'm Eight of Swords a lot. If you want to make the best of the magician, don't get involved in any situations where you have talents that are not being utilized and are going to waste. Make sure you have foresight. Make sure you have a plan. The magician's on the table. He's just in the reverse. You just need to believe that you really can be the single catalyst for change in a situation. And if you can't in a specific situation, there will be another place where your talents can be utilized and you will feel powerful and resourceful and you will be able to make changes. What your soul is telling you all the time in June. This is the advice your soul is giving to you. I tweak this placement. I ask Spirit, tell me what their soul, their highest version of themselves, is trying to tell them. What's the advice they're trying to give themselves all the time? Two cards flew out for you. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the Eight of Swords. So the Knight of Pentacles works really hard and he's really productive and he's very conservative and routine. He does not like to go far from the castle the way the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands will. The Knight of Cups is very, very romantic. He will come and go far away from the castle or close by, but the Knight of Pentacles likes to stick close to home. And sometimes he'll get his hands dirty too. But it's very routine and it's very conservative and very productive. It's a good employee. It's a good brother or sister. It's a good boyfriend or girlfriend. It's someone that does strike out on their own though. In the reverse, he can mean a couple different things. He can feel stuck and bored. He can't really finish what he starts. He doesn't have a good routine. Worst case scenario, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse feels kind of lazy or apathetic, or he's just focused on self-discipline and he can't set up a good routine with someone else. Sometimes it can mean he works so hard that he works himself into exhaustion, or he just simply feels as though he's going in circles and can't be productive in a situation. I think that your soul's trying to tell you there's something that you've been working on that's now going in circles and you are feeling kind of stuck. And it's sort of taking you in a place where you might be expecting perfection out of yourself or someone else. You're not able to really finish what you start in a situation, or someone else has been leading you in circles. This might make you feel a little trapped in your head to some degree. Because you've overthought it. The Eight of Swords is a very karmic feeling. We have a lot of negative thoughts surrounding something or a situation, and it makes us feel like we're a prisoner in our own minds. It's a victim mentality. It's a self-imposed restriction. We get stuck in our head, but I really like the way it's depicted in the Light Seer's Tarot. In the mirror, it looks like she's all tied up, but in reality, if you look at her, she's not. It's all in your head. It's all in your head. Try to set up a good routine. What I always say about the Eight of Swords is you thought your way into it. you can think your way out. I always want to see the Eight of Swords kind of come in reverse, where we face our inner critic head on. We face the beliefs we have about ourselves that limit us in any way, and we work on releasing negative thoughts and we open up to new perspectives. Some of you might just be refusing to see and feel like the victim in a situation and trapped in your head about something that's really just leading you in circles. For some of you, this is about career, or it can be about a relationship, a romantic or a family member. You're not the victim in this situation. It just feels that way. And I know it feels like a squeeze and like karma and, oh my gosh, what do I do? Just face the things about, this is a card that it's entirely about the self. It's not about another person. We focus on ourselves. Try to open up to new perspectives and realize that you're not the victim in this situation. You can absolutely release the negative self thoughts and face your own inner critic head on and say, you know what, I can pour into something and set up a good routine and work hard and take a conservative approach. Once I get out of my head all about it and realize I'm not trapped in this situation, and furthermore, I have the future to think about. If you focus on the future and expansion and abundance, it inspires you more. Yeah, it inspires you more to work, and it helps you realize you're not alone and not all trapped in your head. So I definitely want to see that in the reverse for you. And again, just be careful that you're getting all the facts and that you're open to communication that will help you move forward in a situation. I do like what your actions are going to be in June. Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is a Sagittarius energy. He's free spirited. He is not at all tied down. This is where he's the herald of communication too. The Page of Wands sees limitless potential in all things in life, and he explores and studies things from the perspective of growth potential and passion. You're going to be looking for inspiration in June. You're going to have a lot of ideas that excite you. You will be in a mode of discovery, looking for limitless potential. I think getting some excitement into your life and feeling free spirited and not tied down will help you get out of your head. Just don't ignore the fact that something's been making you go in circles. Something has been exhausting you and you're having a hard time communicating. So try to make a plan. Try to make a plan, and that'll help you execute and be the single catalyst for change. For sure. Deep within, hidden factors, the things about ourselves that we don't want to see, that we don't want to admit to, that we're afraid of. This is always the hardest placement in a Celtic cross. These are the hidden things that we're not really aware that we're going on, not really aware of what's going on within ourselves or maybe around us. I asked specifically what's going on in Aquarius that they need to know about. Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is actually about saving money and security and being very secure, conservative, and having a scarcity mindset and really needing to control your resources. I always have this saying about it. I only have Four Pentacles. I cannot give any more to you. I have to make it all the way to the Ten of Pentacles. So I can't be just giving them all away. These are mine. I need to save them right now. But we usually go into this mode of like self-preservation and a scarcity mindset because we feel the need to be in control of something. If it has to do with finances or money, more power to you. We're in a situation right now in the world where we do need to save money and we do need to be conservative. We do need to have a scarcity mindset. Watch that you're not overworking yourself to death just to save money. It might be you might be driving yourself into an exhaustion here because you're all trapped in your head about it. Open up a little bit, maybe to a boss or family members to see how they can contribute, what your finances will look like moving forward. That's coming back now. I think you guys might be winding yourselves up about something out of fear. If you communicate about it to employers or family members where they're contributing to things, it might help you relax a little bit. But sometimes the Four of Pentacles isn't about finances or money at all. Sometimes we even view emotions as resources. And I think that that's what you're doing here. When the Four of Pentacles comes, she restricts her heart chakra. She holds on to something and won't let it go. But at the same time, she also holds back. Watch that you're not being a miser. Don't restrict your heart chakra. It's okay to shed the old. You might have to lose something, but you always make room for more space emotionally in your heart. Um, Again, this is a card of I'm holding back, but I also won't let go. Don't cling to the past or old ways, okay? If you let them go and set them free, I know that you want to because the Page of Wands is here. It will help you get out of your head and it might make you feel more free to manifest. Loosen up a bit and don't forget to be confident, and make the first move. I can see what's going on though, because in your environment, I clarified this out a lot. I'll just say overall, the person closest to you is kind of a no-go here. Two of Wands in reverse, the Hermit in reverse, the Chariot in reverse, Judgment in reverse. I've got Virgo, Cancer, Scorpio, Libra here. There's someone around you that is completely pulling back. They're fearful of the unknown. There isn't enough of a mutual attraction in the situation. Or for some of you that are looking for work in a relationship, for some of you, I think this is a person close to you. The other message I heard was some of you are having a hard time pursuing a new career path. That's because you're not trying. That's just what I heard. You have to actually look for it. You can't be withdrawn into depression. You have to make sure you're accountable for your actions. The Chariot flips into the reverse when we sort of turn the GPS off and we won't be accountable or responsible for where we're going. And Judgment in reverse is we know we have a major choice to make and we ignore it and we can't deal. Your life won't happen for you. You actually have to manifest it. This is where my tough love style of reading tarot comes out. If this is about career, you're just simply not pursuing it and you have to get off your ass and actually do it. I know it's overwhelming. You can save money all you want, but unless you actually look for it, it's not going to happen. I'm seeing someone pull back and refuse to take accountability, but this could also be a relationship for you as well. I heard two messages. One was an Aquarius pulling back, going in circles, just freaking out, not exploring their future because they're overwhelmed by it. Go get help. Ask someone for help. I see someone skirting that. But then I also saw that a relationship and a person around you, I heard a totally different message where this person's like, nope, I'm not interested. I'm withdrawn. I'm in denial. I want to be alone. I'm ghosting. I'm not going to come and visit. I'm not going to come and see you. I don't want to travel. I don't want to move forward. And I'm ignoring the inner calling. I'm ignoring my own best judgment. I have a strong inner critic and I just can't be accountable. And I'm terrified of the unknown. So totally pulling back. I heard two messages and I was like, wow, that's tough. Don't cling to this person. And I wouldn't bang on their door and blow up their phone communicating with them either, because you have other choices. The Lovers is coming out for you as well, which I think is good. I think you're going to move through something. I think some of you start the month off being conservative, going in circles, seeing yourselves as the victim and like, oh my God, I can't manifest. I'm going to give up. And then halfway through the month, I see this Page of Wands coming out like around the 15th, where you're like, wait a minute, I'm an Aquarius and I'm smart. And fire signs aren't the only people that see limitless potential. I am going to hold my head high and I'm going to explore my life in a passionate way. In your emotions, I see the Ten of Swords in reverse. I think there was a painful ending that you had a hard time dealing with. Don't avoid an inevitable painful ending. I think what you're going to end up doing is realizing you've been super stuck and something exhausts you. And you're like, okay, I'm going to heal from this. Out of the ashes, the phoenix will rise. The Ten of Swords in reverse is defiance over defeat. And I'll get over this. My life is passing me by. I do have to let it go. I do want recognition. I do want victory and success. I do want reward. And I think you're going to move to a place where you know that you have choices. The Lovers is about aligning in values with someone else and in a situation. This could be work, family, even yourself. The Lovers is a wonderful card to get in the upright. It's about harmony. Sorry, you guys, I'm super hoarse. It's about harmony. It's about love and it's about value alignment. And it's also about choices. I think you're going to realize that you do have choices around you. And I think you're also going to realize that someone else around you might as well. Yeah. Someone might have a difficult time with communication. Someone in your world might want a lot of attention, but they won't communicate with you. I love the Six of Wands, but he's never good at communication. He wants to be looked at. He doesn't want to get down off his horse and talk to everybody. So watch for that in yourself, and for someone else. I do have a King of Swords here in reverse as well. You could be dealing with another air sign, or this could be you just having a really hard time coming up with a good strategy. Watch for anger issues or someone being angry and needing to get the last word around you. Make sure you don't have super high standards. If someone else has high standards around you, and they just want attention, just bypass them. It might be this person that's got you wound up in your head. Just remember, you absolutely can be the single catalyst for change in your life with relationships, with work, where you live, your spiritual growth, your family. You deserve better than going in circles and being trapped in your head about something. Make sure this Page of Wands isn't an impulsive reaction to something. But I think pages in the upright are never bad. Everyone wants excitement, and we do need inspiration in our lives. I just see a little bit of back and forth. And remember, learn from the past. Don't ignore it. Be confident. Let your brothers and sisters in Leo lead the way, and be bold and make the first move in your life. The universe isn't just going to drop her panties and give it to us, right? I'm always saying that. We have to be bold and confident. You do have a future to plan for here, and you are looking for ideal situations in love, career, family, even where you live. I think you'll be really on to something by the end of June. But with the lovers, you have choices, and so do those around you as well. Okay? So that's your reading for June, Aquarius. I hope it resonates with you. I hope it helps you. Hope you guys are okay with my Gordon Ramsay kind of no nonsense, no bullshit, in your face approach to tarot. I don't sugarcoat things. I definitely want the best for you. You're one of my favorite signs. I love the way you approach life. So I hope that these messages resonate. I hope they help you. And I wish you guys the best of luck in life and love in June. Okay, Aquarius, I'm always listening to the universe for you. Good luck this month. I'll see you next time.